We go live now. We have a two cat stream. It's a two cat stream, everybody. Happy Halloween. Happy two cat streamoween. It's everything that I dreamed of. Sassy, hello, welcome. Hello, JJ. Hi, Ghislaine. Welcome, everyone. We have cats. We have dual wielding cats tonight. Jammy and Budgie just decided to snuggle on up. I don't know. Apparently, it's that time of year again. It's the most exciting thing that can possibly happen. A two cat stream. Yeah, the last few days, Budgie keeps like going and snuggling up wherever Jammy is, and I keep finding them cuddled up together, which is ridiculously cute because they don't normally do this. They used to when they were kittens all the time, but now it seems to be strictly a winter event. So every winter, the weather starts to get a little cooler, and I'll start finding them snuggled up together. It's adorable. Danny, hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I have cat cam, and it's an extra special one tonight because two cats. You know, someday maybe I'll be able to have all four cats in one stream day. I doubt it because of the way that Budgie is an absolute fucking coward, and Cinnamon is a terrifying monster, but oh boy, it sure would be exciting. So, it's a stream, y'all. It's a stream. It's Halloween. I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you could tell from the outfit, but we're doing some Halloween action. Lori, welcome. Hello, come on in. It's the last opportunity for Halloween nails. So this is actually going to be the nails that I wear tomorrow, for the actual Halloween. 3 away from 200 subs. Impossible. It's Halloween Eve. Halloweening. That can just go anywhere. Thank you. That hurt, didn't it? That sounded like it hurt.
No.
You're good? Brian is trying to trash my studio. Yeah, I know, it's dangerous. There's a little tiny shelf just inside the door of my studio. Brian borrowed my little stepladder to hammer on his walls a bunch in his office, which is right there. And he just returned my stepladder and went and backed straight into the little tiny shelf, which is the cutest little shelf, actually. I should, yeah, he woke up the babies. I should show you my little shelf because it is very cute. Well, heck, I guess I can probably do that. I can probably do that with my phone, can't I? Hang on. All right, I just gotta figure out how to get it over there. We'll see if the Photos app will actually update it in a timely fashion for me. I don't know if it's going to or not, but... Uh-oh. I hear Brian complaining at cats in the next room. All right, let's see if this is gonna update. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if I go like that, And then if I go over to this display, I have this thing, and then I should be able to select this. There we go. Okay. And then turn that on. And then I think, there we go. That's my little shelf that Brian tried to murder himself on. You can see that because of the position, it's uh-oh. There was just a crashing sound. I think Brian is having a hard time. Are you okay? Okay, he's okay, but he said it in a tone of voice that means, but something else is broken. What broke?
I had the donut and cat bed and some other things stacked on my desk chair.
Yeah?
To get them off the floor and out of the way.
Uh-huh.
And I'd stuck the ramekin and the other thing that the catnip goes in the middle of the donut.
What broke?
One of the ramekins, because Timony crawled into the donut while it was on my chair, and then the whole thing toppled over.
Are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this?
It's only supposed to be temporary. I didn't expect cats to go.
Are you hearing this nonsense? Amazing.
Here's the guilty party.
Oh my god. It's there because the girls are
Guilty
there.
Party.
Oh no, Budgie's upset.
Crawled into the donut. Sorry, Budge.
Oh.
Yes, he's a criminal.
Yeah.
He's a very smart criminal. Very criminal.
Poor Budgie. Okay, we're having chaos. It's a chaos stream. Apparently everything is chaos today. Yes, pole dancing Skelly Man has a pumpkin today. Hey Leo, welcome, and welcome Sylvia. I don't know if y'all heard all of that nonsense that Brian was saying, but apparently he came up with some sort of very dangerous stack of various cat beds on his office chair. And because he was putting up some lighting, that's what he had my step stool for. And Timony Cricket decided that he needed to jump up into the cat beds. And anyway, stuff is broken. So that's cool. Yeah. So it's a stream. I was thinking we would do some nail art, but apparently it's just chaos mode today. Yeah, Budgie really, really does not like other cats. As you may have noticed. She's fine with her sister, but she's terrified of other cats. Other cats are the scariest, worst thing that has ever happened in the whole wide world. And that's why we have to have a 6-foot-tall gate at the top of the stairs. Dark and Stormy Nails, welcome, hello, and thank you. Yes, my very excellent fit today is a cute little swooshy thing. I very much enjoy it. I picked it up at I don't know, Target or something a couple of years ago. And it's now become my official Halloween outfit of choice. So nails. You got a book? All right. Well, thanks for stopping by anyway. Yeah, so nails today. I have both hands naked. I did have an incident. So my right hand, I broke this nail, and then I decided to just go ahead and file down this one fairly close to it. And so I've got little baby fangs. They're not real fangs, but I've got little baby fangs. And I did have it painted as fangs, but I didn't like the way they came out. I don't know. I don't know if I want to redo fangs on this and just do a better job of it tonight, or if I want to do something else. But yeah, I think Sassy's right. On this hand, I think we're finally going to do the jack-o'-lantern faces, which we've been putting off since the beginning of the month. People who have been here for all the Spoopy streams this month, we had started out the month with a few different designs that we wanted to do, and this was one of them, and we just haven't done it yet. So that's definitely going to be on the table for this hand. I did test out basically all of my magnetic oranges. And I'm not sure that it really comes across as well for y'all. But the orange in the cleared area on most of them is a little too aggressive. So I don't think it's going to give us the right effect. I think we're going to want to use the topper orange that I have, which I acknowledge looks a little bit reddish here. But it does, this is Starly Magma. It's like a red to orange shift, and it does do very much like a tangerine shift in the right light. So I think that's going to be the correct way to go, because my concern is with any of these other ones. So this is Monarch. I can't remember the name of the orange from their magnetic set, the magnetic rainbow set they did. And then these two are Starly Venus. No, Venus and Jupiter. I think this one's Venus, this one's Jupiter. Maybe the other way around. I can't remember. But they're all like a little bit too, like maybe this one would work, but I don't think it's better than Magma. I don't know. So assuming that nobody else has super strong opinions about this, I feel like Magma is the way to go. The question I have, though, is, do I want to do it on black creme, which is basically what it's going to look like here, or I do have like this is Wildflower Shattered. So this is like a hollow flake that we could use as the base, which might be a little bit more interesting. So, Leo, you're hot gluing your costume together. You need to tell us what your costume is that you're hot gluing together. So I'm gonna do just like, I am gonna just swatch this out. I probably should have done a little swatch of this before. Because I just want to see what it looks like if this is maybe what we want to do instead. And do Magma over top of that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I don't know if that's going to be like too much. And then we're going to have the black creme face over top. I don't know. What do y'all think? Pay no attention to the secret other magnetics down here. You don't get to know about those until like December. Okay, you probably get to know about them partway through November. Oh my god, Leo, you're doing an opossum costume? That's adorable. Yeah, they're not all black-based magnetics at all. It's the matte that's black. I think the faces will be equally easy to paint on regardless. I don't think that part's going to make a difference. It's just whether we like the look of it with the hollow behind it, or whether we like the look of it just with black creme behind it. The only thing with putting the hollow behind it might be that it might break the illusion a little bit. because the black might stand out. The black creme for the face might stand out more. That would be the only concern. So I don't know. I'm sort of torn. The other option is we could, do them the black creme and the starly, and then do the we could do that part, and then do like a coat of just like a reflective or a scattered hollow or something like that, and then do the creme details in the face. You vote plain creme? Yeah. I think that's the only, because I do think it is going to break the illusion a little bit. Okay. All right. JJ's with me. All right. Hive mind. So let's just go ahead and start with a black creme then. I did already put my base down. As usual, I generally like to do my base. I trimmed up a little bit. I don't know if y'all notice. Things were several millimeters longer before. But I've had a couple of breaks that finally grew out. And so I basically trimmed back to remove the patch on the one nail and the press-on I was wearing on my pinky. I really don't want to get this in the fold here because, oh boy, is that ever going to be messy. Tiffany, hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're doing pumpkins. We're doing magnetic jack-o'-lanterns to go with my shirt, which is unfortunately not magnetic. That's what I need. I need magnetic clothing. That would be fun. Magnetic pigment in the clothing that somehow manages to move around. I'm not sure how you would do that, but I'm excited about the idea. Because then you could just like stick magnets in your pockets or whatever. Have like magnets in your underwear. I would do that. Kind of trying to do this so that I don't have to do a second coat, but I think I might have to do a second coat anyway. Because I did thin this out a bit. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do a second coat regardless. I need to learn not to thin this from entire bottle. I should just keep separate ones. One for actually painting directly on my nails that's full strength, and then one slightly dilute one for nail art. That would be the smarter thing to do. Especially given that I think I do have like 2 bottles of it. Well, actually, I know I have 2 bottles of it because Adrienne sent me a bottle recently. Bless her. Super nice. This bottle I bought, though. Some of y'all probably know I'm an affiliate with Monarch. I don't normally swatch for her. I do sometimes. But she happened to notice that I use Nocturnal Noir a lot. It's kind of my go-to black creme these days, and so she gets tagged in a lot of my nail art. And so she was like, "I should just send you a bottle of this shit because you go through so much of it." So I haven't opened that one yet because I still have like half a bottle left of this one, but maybe I should. And just I just saw a cat hair attach itself. Come on, let go. There we go. I caught it. Haha. All right. Yeah, magnetic bikini would be a lot of fun. I want that. Except that I would never wear a bikini, but I would absolutely wear it like underneath my clothing if it could affect the clothing that I was wearing. Am I giving out candy or going to a party? I am giving out candy. We have a neighbor who does like a little s'mores thing. She gets her fire pit out. And so I will probably pop over there briefly and have a little chit chat and get a s'more or two or three or four. But yeah, I don't go to parties. I'm too old to go to parties. It's not true. I'm not too old to go to parties, but yeah, I really enjoy the kids. That's the best part of Halloween for me is the kids. That's the part that I'm into. I like decorating my house and then seeing all the kids with their adorable costumes as they come around and trick or treat. That's what I'm like super into. So we have our Halloween candy and we've got our place all decorated. I think we put the decorations up like the first week of October. Yeah, it can be a lot. It can be a lot. And there's like I feel like because I love Halloween myself, I have high expectations of myself to do a lot of Halloween manis. And I want to be able to do a lot of Halloween manis. Like I love doing them, but it's hard to find the time and the headspace and the energy. And like especially like if you're doing like I've been doing a lot of swatching and then also collabs for other stuff, and so I haven't been able to do very many Halloween manis at all. In fact, almost every Halloween mani I've done has been during the streams. I think I've done like 2 others that are like for collabs, but the rest have all been on the streams. No party and no candy? Well, that's too bad. My last apartment was not really in a place where we could hand out candy. We were down a terrifying dark alley, and so we couldn't really do that. But
If Giver of Nerds is
What's
on,
that?
tell them I thank them.
oh yeah, no, she's not on the stream, but I'll let her know in Instagram. I got a PR package today from BCB, and she always packs those nerd gummies for Brian. He's all excited about them. He got some Haribo gummies and some nerd gummies, which are like I tried one of them once, and they are very tasty, and I understand why people are obsessed with them, but I don't need that in my life. I don't need to be addicted to those. It's better if I just don't. It's better if I don't have access to them. That's how I feel about most of the candy for most of the year. I have some Halloween candy and I'll have some Christmas chocolate, and I'll do a little bit of Easter chocolate, but for the most part, it's better if I just avoid that stuff. Yeah, condos are a challenge. The last few apartments that I had were in buildings that were like that, where, some of the buildings did like a thing in the lobby area, but not all of them. And if there's not, if there's not a lot of kids in the neighborhood, it doesn't really seem like there's much point in doing that. So the last 10 years or so before moving down here, for a long time I was taking my little sister out trick-or-treating until she got too old. But it was for almost 10 years. She was 5, I think, when she moved to Canada. And I took her out trick-or-treating her very first year, and then it just became like our tradition where I would take her around trick or treating until she got too cool for that and she wanted to go with her friends instead. But that's my favorite thing. I love that. I love stealing somebody else's child and going trick or treating. And if I can't steal somebody else's child and go trick or treating, then I want to sit on my front porch and watch all the kids come by. Yeah, the trunk and treats thing is interesting. I mean, I think it's great for, if you have kids that if you live in an area where you don't really have the ability to do a whole lot of the sort of regular thing, but it doesn't seem quite the same, I don't know. On the other hand, I do recall being freezing cold and exhausted toward the end of Halloween night and just being ready to get home. So oh yeah, I love that, JJ. I love going around and seeing people's Halloween decorations. It's so fun. We haven't done that this year, actually. We haven't done a tour of the neighborhood. Oh, what are we doing on this hand? Are we gonna redo the teeth and just try and do them better? Because if so, maybe I should start getting a base down on this. Or are we gonna just ignore the fact that I have 2 square nails and 3 almond nails and just do something else, like the fish ghost? Or do we want to do a combo? We could do teeth here and then like fish ghost here. What do y'all think? Oh yeah, we have some of those wild inflatable decorations. We have some real good ones. We've got a strip that's like a kitty cat in a witch's hat and a pumpkin and a ghost and a bunch of shit. So there's one of those that's like a connected sort of row of them that's all one piece. And then we've got one that's like a pumpkin stack with a witch's hat on top. And then we have one that is a dinosaur astronaut zombie. Which was one of those a couple of years ago. Amazon suggested it. Amazon was like, "Oh, you need this, right? It's $9.99. You need one of these." And we were like, I mean, I didn't know I needed one, but yeah, clearly I do. So we have that now. And then we also have a zombie, or not really zombie, but like an undead skeleton sort of dragon one that we don't hang up until actually Halloween night, because it goes right in the front entryway, and hangs over the area where the kids pick up their candy. Yeah, the Dino Zombie is fantastic. Teeth plus fish ghost, embrace the nail breaks. Okay. All right, we can do, so we'll do teeth here, and then we'll do fish ghost here. So I'm going to want, do I want a white base for the fish, or for the teeth, or do I want to go with a yellowed kind of color? I feel like I might want to go with a yellowed kind of color and then dry brush some different colors on top. Because I feel like if you're an old ass vampire, your teeth shouldn't be like super white. Maybe that's just me. It doesn't seem right for them to be starlit white, you know? This is, what is it, Butter Me Up or whatever? Something like that from Holo Taco. I got it in rewards. Whoop, that's too much. It was like in the, I don't know if it was like a birthday reward or whatever the hell it was. It was one of those reward things, and I was like, sure, I don't have anything quite like that yet, so might as well grab it if it's free. And it turns out I've actually used it a fair bit, so, you know? It's a pretty good color for nail art stuff. It's been useful. Yeah, too much. Spooky, hello. Hello, Ashley. Welcome. You forgot all about the fish ghost, Sylvia. Well, don't you worry. It's coming. What background do we want to use for the fish ghost? Should we go with something bloody? Should we like use the? Because if we're gonna do bloody tips on the pointy teeth, should we then do the thumb as the accent nail in the same bloody color, and then do fish ghost on that? Yeah, exactly, JJ. I think the blood's gonna stain over time. An inflatable cow from Twister being sucked up by a UFO beam. That sounds amazing, JJ. Fish Ghost. Fish Ghost was from Stream. I got yelled at about Fish Ghost. Oh, hey, there it is. Fish Ghost. Fish Ghost. He's right here. There's his silhouette. There's his outline. Fish Ghost. We might upscale him again, or as well. We might make him bigger. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let's get spinning. Let's start spinning some magnets. We're gonna use my my DIY jig here. You have to find a photo of it because you can't quite believe what you saw. Yeah. Yeah, isn't it cute, Danny? It's like I don't think it's actually supposed to be a fish, but everybody immediately saw it as a fish when I was pulling out the plate. I was just like getting chat to choose from my plates what I wanted to do or what they wanted me to do. And that was the one that everybody started looking at and going, "Oh my god, it's a fish ghost." And we didn't end up using it because that one was the day we did the boobies on my other hand. Oh, that's right. I need to do this off to the side here. Sorry, I'm off screen here. My apologies, but this is just for the thumb. My rig doesn't allow my thumb much space. At least not the rig as it currently is. We're gonna have to do some rejiggering for it, but haven't got around to it yet. I keep meaning to. One of these days. I've been kind of like waffling between just like buying another one of the pre-designed bead spinner rigs because low effort. And having Rachel help me with printing a custom rig, but like, which is higher effort, but I know I'm going to end up being happier with it. I just know I'm going to end up being so much happier with it if we just do it to my design. All right, so there's our little hello focus. There we go. There's our little bead spun nail. And then we will do the rest of them under here. Yeah, everybody else was picking the other booze from the manuscript plate. Najwa, I think, was the one that did think it looked like a fish ghost. That sounds right. Najwa would. Oh boy, this poor nail is so banged up. It's still got glue residue on it from the old patch. I need to file down the top, but I haven't done it yet because it's like it's such a pain in the ass trying to like get all of the glue residue off. You have to be so careful with buffing it and everything. So I haven't quite got all of it off yet, and so it's a little bit lumpy. And we're working on it. Yeah, it does look like a fish a lot. I do think it's just meant to be a ghost. Has anyone here tried the magnetic stirrer plates for magnetic polish? Yeah, I saw somebody on Reddit had done that, but you have to hold your nail upside down over the plate, which I feel like I would definitely fuck that up. That seems harder to me. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm sure you could rig up some kind of a finger rest on it. It would be fine. The big problem for me with that is that you have to have an electrical outlet for it. And I have way too many things that need to be plugged in already and not nearly enough electrical outlets. All right, there's number 2 done. And then we do number 3. Huh. Just occurred to me, I wonder... I'm not going to do this because I run hot and I know that it wouldn't work well for me, but it could be fun for somebody who has more normal internal temperature regulation to do what we're doing here, but then use a clear to black thermal for the jack-o'-lantern face, because then if you're warm, it would completely disappear, and it would only appear when you're cold. That could be kind of fun, I think. Are the faces going to be red? Yeah, I only picked out one color for all of them. It's not really red. I acknowledge that it looks kind of red on screen, but it's an orangey red that shifts to orange, to more of a tangerine orange. It's definitely not like a true red. But yeah, I only have like 2 magnetic toppers. Well, I have a third one now, but you're not allowed to see it yet. Yeah, so it would just be like this color and then the baby blue from the spider's magnetic stream. The secret new one that I have is like a teal blue to purple shifty magnetic topper. But it's a secret, so you don't know that yet. Sassy. Counting my revelations. It's interesting because I'm not at all in any way thinking about how many times I'm rotating it. But apparently there's some consistency to it. I don't know why there would be. I'm not timing it or counting it or anything. Using a mooncat box for what exactly, Sylvia? Explain what they were using a mooncat box for. I assume that was a typo and you don't actually mean a moon car box. Although if you do mean a moon car box, I have a lot of questions. Isn't this exciting? This is the most exciting part of the stream. This is like serious entertainment. I promise we're not going to do too much more of this. Yeah, the beat effect, but in what way? Like, how did they... How? Explain how. I need more of an explanation. Yeah. Using the carton from Mooncat as the tunnel and the horseshoe magnet on top facing down. But are they just like manually rotating the horseshoe? Like, are they just using their hand to rotate it without a handle or anything? The hole in the box showed where the finger goes inside and then rotate the magnet on the box. Interesting. I guess the Mooncat ones would be wide enough for that. Your standard carton wouldn't be, but the Mooncat ones would. That's cool. The window just helps to visually make sure that you're centered. It helps to be able to see where you're sticking the finger. And hello, Ray. You don't actually need a window. All right, I'm done with that. I got bored. All right, so there's that. We'll see how badly I fucked up this nail. I didn't fuck up this nail at all. Excellent. I managed to not ding it too much. Okay. So, yeah, I don't think the Mooncat one would work for my thumb because I think my thumbs are too fat. But I could definitely see it working for my other nails. Okay, I think I'm going to let this dry for a little bit before I do anything else. And then I'll move on to this hand. I need other colors, though. I'm going to get this and this. Oof. That one was $135, really? That one got some extra. That one stole some from the one beside it. Interesting. Okay, so I think I want to actually Ugh, are you kidding me? Move. Oh, I really would like to get rid of this fucking carpet. It's very annoying. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I want to mix a little bit of a white creme into actually I could just mix it into a base. Let's do that. I'll mix it into a base and then sort of thin it out that way. Maybe I'll use this one. Because I kind of want I want to build like layers, like enamel layers. Because enamel, it's not a flat color the way creme is. It's translucent layers of material. And so using layers that are translucent will help give a more realistic effect to that. Yeah, not everyone has a plethora of empty gelato containers. That is so valid. I understand. I really understand. I had too many of them. I'm beginning to feel that I have now closer to a correct number of them. All right. So I basically I want to do like multiple layers of white and slightly off-white colors, and I think I'm going to add in like some cracks maybe. And just like build up the color in multiple layers. That's my plan. It might look like shit. I don't know. We'll find out. I tried to do something kind of like this before with it, but I was dry brushing more rather than building up translucent layers. And I think this will be a better way to do it. And then for the bloody parts, I'm gonna dilute the hollow taco. What the hell is their red jelly color that I just pulled out and did not look at the name of? Devil's Advocate. I'm gonna use that for the blood, but I want to thin it out a bit because it's a little too thick as is. Living the dream of a million empty gelato containers. Yeah. A nightmare is a kind of dream. You posted some pics in the Discord. You're going to try it with a hollow taco box. That works. Is Budgie being extra cute? Hang on. Let's have a Budgie break. Oh, what a good girl. You put a sponge in the hollow taco box to rest your finger on so it's closer to the magnet. That makes sense. Spooky Mouse, I shall see you when you return. If you, return in a timely fashion, I guess. So I'm going to put Devil's Advocate on my thumbnail just as is, not diluted. And we'll probably just build up like 2 or 3 coats of that. To put the fish on. We could maybe also add, oh god, this shit, I forgot how this applies, especially with my wrong hand. Like I struggle with application with my left hand to begin with. And jellies are a little extra challenging a lot of the time. And this is like a patchy jelly, so it's like fucking brutal. What a good budgie. What a good jammy. Oh, my babies. They're such good girls. Okay. Back to the nails. Back to the nails. There, can you see how patchy this is? I don't know if you can see. Maybe you can't see how patchy it is. Trust me, it's real fucking patchy. It's wildly patchy. All right. While that is drying, we will get seal glaze on top of my magnetic because I don't really feel like magnetizing my top coat. So I'm going to seal glaze, and then I'm going to do... Actually, I don't really need to, do I? I could just do my art and then my seal glaze, and that would be smarter because then I would only have to do seal glaze once. But I'm a moron, so I jumped the gun. Let's just go straight into the art. You could tell it looks patchy. I'm glad. I'm glad you could tell because it pisses me off. I expect a certain amount of patchiness from jellies. I get it. It's fine. It annoys me. All right. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to start doing some freaking faces, huh? I don't know what kind of faces these are going to be. We'll do little like a classic triangle eyes kind of thing. Oh, it's that thing where where neither of us can tell what I'm doing because the light angle is just right so that I can't quite see it and also chat can't quite see it. So I love that for us. Definitely going to have great success tonight with this nail art. If I was a smart girl, I would probably just stamp this shit and not have to worry about any part of that. But I'm not, so we're not doing that. Okay. I think we'll do the classic jagged mouth friend here. And thicken up some of these areas here. You know? It's okay if it's not that good, because it's just for funsies. It's not a contest. Here we go. Can y'all see that one? Nope, because it won't focus. Because it won't focus. There we go. Now you can see it. There's a little friend. It's going to be tough taking a photo of this that shows it like with the face in pretty good focus and also in the orange shift. But I'm going to try. Gonna try real hard. Happy Jack, Sad Jack, Scary Jack, Mad Jack, Flapjack. I don't know about Flapjack, Sassy. I'm not so sure about that one. Not because I think it's a bad idea, just because I'm not sure how I would make it look good. Okay. One down. That one seems kind of happy. I don't know. I guess we can do like a kind of a sad kind of eyes angled down guy over here. Thankfully, you know, when we carve pumpkins, typically the precision level is not super high. So if the precision level is not super high on the nails as well, I think it's okay. Okay. This guy's going to get a little square tooth. I like a little square tooth, buddy. Maybe one tooth on the bottom and one tooth on the top? Or should we do two teeth on the top? Let's just do one tooth on the top. I like one tooth on the top. One tooth on the top, one tooth on the bottom. I think it's correct. Gonna have a big, wide open mouth, this guy. Because he can. I don't know if y'all can see a dang thing here. Probably not. It's real hard to get the angles right. I'm doing my best, all right? It's the magnetic. It's not conducive to this kind of thing. All right. What do we think? Does he look sufficiently sad? Or at least horrified? Can we tell? He certainly looks goofy, so there's that. Goofy Jack. Jack-o'-lantern with a bird face. That would be interesting. Haven't carved a pumpkin in so long. Don't like to waste the pumpkin. Sassy, trust in the process, as always. Sylvia, you don't like to deal with pumpkin guts. Ashley, you've got a bottom tooth that sticks out taller than the others. That's adorable. That does sound like a very jack-o'-lantern-y kind of quality to have. I think I want to actually change his mouth shape just a little bit to make him look a little bit more like upsetty. You know what I mean? We're just gonna turn down the sides a bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. Okay, next one is gonna be an angry boy. So angry. So angry. I don't really know how to make one look angry. We're just gonna do our best. I don't usually do pumpkin carving, to be honest. It's been a lot of years since I've carved a pumpkin. I used to regularly. Every year we would do a bunch. But it's been a lot of years since I've carved a pumpkin. I feel like, how am I want to do this guy's mouth? Maybe this one's like a vampire. Just like fangs. This one can be a vampire. Jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, part of it is the guts, I think. It's a lot to deal with. It's a little too annoying in some ways. But you need like space and stuff. And if I was going to do it, I would want to do a pie pumpkin so that I could like actually want to eat it and make use of it afterwards. And not just be wasting pumpkin. Then you gotta deal with the dang pumpkin. And you end up with pumpkins growing in your friggin' backyard because the squirrels buried all the pumpkin seeds. It's a thing. Alright, that one's got fangs. I do really like decorating, and I like when other people carve pumpkins. But yeah, I think I'm just kind of past wanting to deal with the pumpkin carving, personally. A scared one? You roast the seeds and make pie. Can do an O mouth on the pinky. That's cute. You always expect animals to come by and eat the pumpkin, but they never do. Yeah, sorry. Y'all can't see that shit at all. Listen, I'm trying. It's hard. It doesn't want me to see it. There we go. See, he's got little vampire fangs and little angy eyes. Okay, so the pinky, we want to have a little scared O mouth. Okay. Oh no. Just like a little one? And then what about the eyes? Maybe they should be like scaredy eyes? Should they be like little crying, sad, scaredy eyes? Like this? If you can actually see them at all. I don't know if you can see that very well. Yeah, the squirrels do love peanuts. Too hot in California, yours rot so fast. Yeah, if you stick peanut butter inside the pumpkin, then they will absolutely go for it. The squirrels will. Peanuts or peanut butter. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of the time, if there's like easier food around, they won't necessarily go to all the trouble of eating the pumpkins. The pinky is kind of sobbing, but I feel like I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Thumb friend. What are we gonna do for the thumb? Do we want a face for the thumb, or do we want like a happy Halloween, or do we want like a ghost? Do we want a whole pumpkin? Yeah, that's true. You don't really want to have peanuts on the porch when you've got kids going up on the porch. That is very valid. I'm kind of leaning toward doing a whole pumpkin on the thumb. What do y'all think? I'm going to put another coat of Devil's Advocate while I wait for a response, because I know it takes a little bit of time with the stream lag. Winky face pumpkin. I'm trying very hard to like float this so that it's less patchy, but I'm so bad at applying with my left hand. It's challenging. Okay, I think I did it. I'm seeing a lot of votes for full pumpkin on the thumb. May, hello, welcome. Welcome to stream. How are kitties? Talk to me about kitties, and also gaze upon kitties. 2 of them sleeping, all snuggled up together. Being extra cute. Yeah, an outlined pumpkin. Okay, we can do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna actually thin out the black that I already have out here rather than putting more black out. How are all the kitties in Florida, May? Talk to me about the Floridian kitties. They've been fed and petted. Excellent, excellent. Glad to hear it. Did you just get home? And are you trick-or-treating tomorrow? You're small enough, you could get away with it. You just have to not tell them how old you are. You can do it. Musumbi hates napkins? Really? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's see here. Let's go a full wide pumpkin. Did you come home with takeout or something and he had to interact with pumpkin or with napkins? with pumpkins. Jesus. Good job, Peggy. Way to go with the braining there. All right. So we got a pumpkin outline. And then I think we want to have some like lines doing this kind of a thing, like suggesting where the shapes are, where the bumps are. But I don't want them going all the way down in front of the face, because I think I'm going to put a little bit of face on here. All right. So winky, huh? Do like a little, I'm gonna need more. More! Ooh, you have a Pokemon Halloween collab? Which Pokemon did you choose? I assume you went with a ghost type. You got a witchy hat from your sister's massive closet destash? Oh my god. Did they have... That closet destash was insanely large. That was like a ridiculous amount of stuff. Okay, so we have one open eye, one closed eye, and then I think maybe like a little kind of sideways smile. I don't know. I'm just playing here. Does that even look like a wink? I might need to thin that out a little bit. Might be a little bit too fat to read as a wink. Y'all probably can't even see it. But give me a second. I'll show you. But I want to thin this out a little bit first. Because that closed eye was too fat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I only put smudge-free seal glaze on top instead of actually putting a full top coat, and it seems to have kind of messed it up a little bit, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate. I think I have to like... Shit. I have to redo this. God damn it. Yeah, I like totally dented it. That's a problem, y'all. That is a problem. It's gonna mess that up. Unless I redo this nail entirely. Or just redo the part inside. You know what? Let's do that. Here, I'm gonna remove this part. All right. I shouldn't have tried to erase over just smudge-free top coat, because it is not powerful enough. I should have put a whole ass top coat on there, but instead I have an idea for how we're gonna fix this. It's gonna be fine. Just trust me, it's gonna be fine. She closed 10 households even after you went through everything? That's bonkers. Oh, you got wet food on Musumbi's head? Oh no. Poor Musumbi. I don't blame him for not being happy about that, honestly. That's rough. Okay. Yeah, we went right through there. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. That's okay, that's okay. I've got it. I got it. We're gonna be just fine, okay? Everything's gonna be just fine. First, I need to touch up this part that went through with a little bit of black. Trust the process, y'all. We're trusting the process. Oh, you're doing Chandelure? That was the first one I thought of, but I couldn't remember its name. But you got a really cute little Chandelure lamp, didn't you? If I recall correctly. Clicking sounds got your cat's attention. I'm sorry. My canvas is really, really dark, but also this is a problem. We're going to fix it, though. It's going to be fine. We're going to fix it. I promise. It's going to be good. Okay. First, we're going to do... a coat here. I'm gonna need so much more than this. I'm basically just gonna like do a whole new layer of magnetic just over the pumpkin part of it. In the hopes that we'll just sort of disguise everything that just happened. And I think it's going to work. I do. I think it's going to be just fine. I believe in me. I don't. But I do believe in the power of nail polish to fix other nail polish when you fuck it up. It'll be fine. Probably. We might even like it better. Should magnetize it in the other direction. Well, it was bead style for the first for the original, like the base of it, right? So just doing it in velvet is a little bit different. But yeah, flipping the velvet could be interesting for the other sections. Could try and do that. Magnetic iris on the eye. Your kids put Gengar and Mimikyu stuffies in the front window. That's adorable. Oh, thanks for coming by, Danny. I saw your suggestion, Ray. I saw it. I'm just not sure if I want to do that or not. But I did see it for once. Only because I'm waiting for stuff to dry before I even get to that stage. I'm trying to do this in like alternating sections so that it doesn't completely melt together, because I'm trying to use it to add some texture. All right. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. So it's like the only time that Ray has ever made a suggestion that I've actually seen before it's been way too late to do anything about it. But I'm not entirely sure that it's going to work. In fact, I'm fairly confident it's not going to work because the eyes just aren't going to be big enough. The eyes aren't going to be big enough. Okay. I do think that's going to help things pop a little bit better. But now we're going to have to wait for a while before we can... It was a good suggestion to like flip the magnet. I was already sort of doing a bit of that by using the velvet instead of the bead to begin with, but flipping it for the different sections I think was a good suggestion. But yeah, this has to dry for a little while. So while that's drying, let's do the next layer here. Assuming this can be left alone for a little while. I don't know, it's pretty thick, but I think it's probably okay now. All right. Next layer here. I think I want to do some like slightly darker bits. So let's do a little dribble of thinner. I want to grab some black here. I want to grab some white. I want to grab some yellow, I think. Come on, Lego. I want to grab probably some base. Thicken that up just a little bit while keeping it fairly sheer. Come on. More. More. I need gifts in real life is what I need. I need gifts in real life. A little bit of the butter. All right. All right. I think this is right. So I'm going to use this to do some like little crackly bits, little like breaks. So it's almost like marbled, but not. I don't know. Hopefully it'll kind of read. I might even do a little bit more like dark along the edge to sort of make it look like it's jagged a little bit. I don't know, what do we think? Does it sort of look like fucked up teeth a little bit? You have a plumpkin. Yes, we have a plumpkin. Hubby is making ramen, and then for dessert you have apple, cinnamon, and pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Ooh. Tonight is a cereal night, sadly. But that's stream nights for you. I don't cook, and Brian gets to just have some leftovers. And I just don't have the wherewithal to do anything about it. So I eat snacks and soup, and it's fine. Okay, and then another layer, I think, of like a sheer white, but I think for this one I might just do the vanilla almond milk. Should you make your look complicated? and attempt 3D nail art while waiting for dinner to cook. Should you make your life complicated? Yeah, if your blood sugar is good, then I say you should do something 3D and complicated and fun. But also, I would be very sympathetic if you decided not to. But I always love seeing fun 3D shit. Okay. We're getting there, y'all. We are getting there. I think they kind of look like fucked up teeth. Good enough, at least. And then we're gonna do the blood, but we gotta wait for a bit and let the rest of what I already did here dry. My pumpkin nail should be, I think, ready for me to go back to it. Okay. I'm not sure if I really loved the direction that the last face was going in anyway, so I think I'm going to go back in with a triangle on this side, just a very sort of traditional, straightforward jack-o'-lantern triangle eye. I think I want to do, just because it's so small, I think I want to just simplify and do it just a very straightforward jack-o'-lantern face. Because otherwise it is going to be complicated, I think. Okay. And then just do the little ziggy-zaggy mouth. Turn down at the ends instead of up. And then I want to give him a little stem. There we go. He has a little stem. All right. He's simple, but I think he's cute. Can you even see him? That's the question. Now you can. He's simple. Just a simple little guy. Maybe the teeth will read better with blood on all of the nails. Yeah, maybe. The blood is definitely going to be on the fangs. On the tips of the fangs. I'm not sure whether I want them to also be on the tips of these teeth. Maybe. Maybe, like a little French tip. Okay, and then we're gonna do our little fish ghost. A fish ghost on this thumb. Which just makes sense. I mean, obviously, you need to have a fish ghost on the thumb. If you're going to have a bloody thumb, right? That's how that works. Let's... Uh-oh. Oop. Well, it's a good thing that part's going to get covered up with some blood, because I just fucked up the tip here. Well, that's okay. That's going to have blood on it. It's going to be fine. Now, the question is this going to stamp nicely for me, or am I going to have to get out a stamping polish? Yeah, definitely we don't want the blood at the proximal nail fold. That's not the look we're going for this. That is not the look we are going for. Do I want to... I think I might want to expand this little friend. I might want to make it a little bigger. I don't know. What do we think? Give it a try. See whether or not this will even stamp nicely first. Didn't stamp great. I think we're gonna grab the stamping polish. I don't want to really screw around with this too much. Come on. Out you come. I know that the plate is not to blame in this case. I've been using this polish for a little while and I've diluted it a little bit, and it's not a stamping polish to begin with, so it will stamp beautifully once I grab my actual stamping polish. Okay. These little plates are usually pretty good. From where is it from? What's Up Nails? Simple, cute little plates. They're generally pretty reliable. Oh, hey, I want to go bigger. Go bigger. Go big! God damn, I hate this thing for going big. Alright, I need to do it more in the middle. And not have problems with it. Try that again. Honestly. This is why I never use the resizing stamper to make things bigger, because it's annoying. Every frickin' time it's annoying. If it doesn't work well this time, then we're just going to make it regular size, because it will definitely stamp well that way. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that can work. Yeah, bigifying is always more annoying than and smallening. And smallening is always the easy way. That's okay though. That's okay. Gonna fill this with some vanilla almond milk to give him sort of a ghostly whoop. Try and actually get some of it inside the outlines. That would be cool. But yeah, doing a white jelly inside the outlines, and a white creme for the outlines themselves, I found really works nicely for ghosty ghosts. Big fan of that for ghosts. Stamped or otherwise. I also do that a lot of the time when I freehand ghosts. Let's just take this little bloop off of here. There we go. And we'll let that sit for a bit and dry a little. This still needs to dry longer before I do anything else with it. And I need to do my seal glaze on the other hand. So we don't streak our little faces or lose our magnetism when we add our top coat. Although I find it's less noticeable with bead and velvet than it is with cat eye. If your magnetic gets too soft on you, it still does sort of dull the effect a little bit. It's always so interesting to me when you add the seal glaze and it gets like super cloudy for a while. And then you basically just have to like trust that it's eventually going to go away. But it looks really interesting in the meantime. Okay. There we go. There's our seal glaze done. Oh, the seal glaze helped make it more visible. That might partly be because it changes, it like lowers the contrast a bit. It's entirely possible that that you would also have a similar effect from mattifying it, because that also tends to lower the contrast a little. But it does sort of wreck the peekaboo effect. But not entirely. So it is an option we could potentially consider. All right, I'm gonna need a little sticky. Should I use a top coat to sticky or should I use a base coat to sticky? I guess I'll use a sticky base. Hopefully it won't drag the fucking jelly. I'm not the biggest fan of this base coat, to be honest. But it's what I've got and it works okay. This is the Holo Taco quick dry base. I often use it as a sticky base. But it has the shitty skinny applicator, which I just hate. Take photos while it's visible. Yeah. I would have to move very quickly indeed. I could do a matte option as well. We can try after we top coat it, we can try matte top coating and see if we like it better matte or not. Certainly should have plenty of time. Okay. I think the fish is going to have to go this way. There he is. There's a little fish buddy. He's just a little fish. Do we need more ghosties around him, or should he just hang out by himself? Being a little ghost fish. Is he just a solo ghost fish? Does he need ghost fish friends or other kind of ghost friends? There are other ghosties that we could put with him if we wanted to. I feel like I'm not in charge of the ghost fish nail, so I'm going to thin out some of this Hollow Taco Devil's Advocate to go on my my nails here because it is too... Actually, you know what? I should use some glitter grabber for this because it's basically base. Add 2 tiny ghost fishes, solo ghost fish. Do I need to make a poll, or can y'all come to an agreement? I need more than 2 voices, especially if the 2 voices in question are saying opposite things. Okay. All right. Hopefully this works a little better. I just need to sort of thin it out a little bit because it's so thick the way it goes on. Otherwise, that it ends up just it doesn't even look like... I mean, this doesn't really look like blood either. It's too purple, but it just sort of looks almost black. I don't want like a super even sort of application here. And I think I'm going to add more sort of toward the bottom, toward the tip, so that it's like more more opaque, more thick toward the base, as though it's kind of run off of the top a little bit. It might need a dotting tool, but it's not like it's going to be dripping. So I'm not sure if the dotting tool will really help. So if these are fungus, do we want a little bit of blood along the edge, along the lower edge of these other teeth, or not? In your opinion, it should drip. Drip where? Drip from where to where? It can't drip off my nail. It wouldn't drip upward. It doesn't make any sense for it to drip. There's no place for it to go. Yeah, I know blood doesn't sit perfectly, but it wouldn't drip. Drip requires gravity. That's why I made it uneven. Drip requires gravity. Where would it drip? It can't drip against gravity. I could have splatters that are dripping. That could be an option. It's not me being that way. It's physics being that way. It's not my fault. Physics is that way. I didn't do it. Physics did it. Gravity go down. I still only have 2 votes about the ghosts and their opposite directions. So somebody's got to be a tiebreaker on that. Do I add more ghosts to the thumb or not? Polished mess, you should probably... weigh in on this if you're around, since you were one of the ones that was yelling about the ghost fish. I don't think Ashley is around. I think she's abandoned me. Well, Sassy, you're going to have to do it on your own nails then. You heard your name? All right, Ashley. Do we stick with just the one ghost fish, or does the ghost fish need some ghost companions? You have to break the tie because I have one vote for and one vote against adding more ghosts. Mariposa, no more ghosts. Also, you did this vampire fang Manny before you cut all your nails short the other day. Yeah, I'll probably end up cutting the rest of the nails after Halloween as well. But I figured since I broke a middle nail, I might as well take advantage of it. So I'm thinking maybe a thing to do would be to have like a blood splatter on like one of the other nails, and that would drip. Companions, of course. Okay. All right, I've got one perfect little companion right here that I will do. Fish belong in schools. Yeah, see, that makes sense. That's a compelling argument. Stay in school, fish kids. Yeah, I feel like it's like a law that if you break one of your middle nails at this time of year, you actually have to do the fangs, Manny. At least you do if you have, longer nails with almonds before the breakage happens. Leo, welcome back. Mariposa, you're loving your shorties right now. Broken nail is exactly how you landed on this, Manny. Yeah, that's how it works. I think that's how everyone lands on that, Manny, at this time of year. If it had been my swatching hand, I would have done a repair instead, but on my right hand, it's just not worth it. Especially at this time of year when I know I'm going into like major breakage season. There's just too much baking and too much decorating and other stuff. I'm just gonna have to keep my right hand short for a while. It's already in a pool of blood. Don't make it suffer more. Nice. All right, let me see. I need more. I only grabbed the one plate out, so let me grab my boobies plate. I feel like there's got to be some like relatively simple. Are there any actually simple ones on here? No, they're all kind of more complex, aren't they? Let's see. What else do I have? Oof. Try not to mess up my nails while grabbing more plates. No ghosts. Nope. Nope. How come I don't have any freaking ghosts? I have one whole plate of complex ghosts. Oh, well, there's a couple of, like, little squidgy ghosts there I can use. Nothing there. This one has a couple of little marshmallowy ghosts. All right. There we go. We'll be fine. We got it. We got it. You keep forgetting that most people aren't left-handed? Yeah. I'm like freaking useless with my left hand. Okay, so we got these little guys here, which I think we're just gonna do with just white, because they're not outline ones. one there, one there. These ones look more like little spermies, I have to say. I don't know how I feel about that. I might give preference to the other ones. We'll see. Set that aside, and then this plate. Let's see. These guys here are pretty cute over on this side. I know it's hard to see them. This plate is like, I don't know what happened to this one. I swear I cleaned it, but... Okay. The manuscript ghost plate, all the ghosts on it are much more complex. They're significantly larger and significantly more complex. So they won't fit stylistically. It would be weird. All right. Are you going to transfer nicely? Yeah. Okay, and then these guys, we'll do one over here. And one up here. And then maybe just one of these guys. A little one off to this side. Well, maybe we could do the other one over here. Sure. All right. That works. That's kind of cute. I do wish more of them had been outliney, but I think it works to have two of them be a little bit different because it kind of makes them look like they're the stars of the show. I think they must be. I think these ghosts are the vampire's victims. Okay. Little cleanup. A little over down here. I think that's the only spot there. I need to add some more blood here. I think I am done with stamping stuff, so I can set that aside. Okay, now I want some full strength blood for the tips here. Touch up down there and deepen that color. I wish I had a proper blood red jelly. All the jellies I have are a little too purpley. This one's a little too purpley. The Abomination Cosmetics one I have is even more purpley than this. I have an ice cream nails one. Well, I'm not sure actually if that's in my destash or not. It might be in my destash. Or I might have already destashed it. I'm honestly not certain. It's very annoying though. And it's also not really quite like blood. It's a little bit too far the other direction. It's a little bit too orangey. Which is also weird. I feel like somebody needs to make a blood jelly that's actually blood colored. Actually, I think Cracked did, didn't they? Doesn't Cracked have a blood jelly that's actually bloody? Am I imagining that? This needs to be even thinner. Trying to just blend this out a little bit. So I want this to be a little bit more of a gradient. You can send me a picture on Discord. That's the easiest way to do it. Just get a little bit softer gradient here. And then I feel like the bloody tips are done. You tagged me? Okay, let me see. Bum 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 bum. Blood drips and teeth. Yeah, well, I can't have them dripping off the teeth, obviously, because off the teeth is no longer on my nails. This is also wildly unrealistic. But I do want to take one thing from that, which I was kind of thinking about and sort of mentioned a little bit earlier, that having like a drip that's coming down one of these teeth would work. I think you should do that, Manny. Sassy, you should do that, Manny. I'm going to do my Manny, and you can do the Manny that you're imagining. That would be cool. I have a very precise vision for how I think that the teeth would sink in and work, and I'm following that vision for mine. But I do like the idea of having a splatter that drips down a little bit on another nail. So I'm going to do that. I can have it like here-ish, I think. And I think what I want to do is thin it out and bring it up as I go. All right. Try and round this out a little bit more. I want it weighted more to the bottom. Okay. Still a little too thick on the top, I think. All right. There we go. And then I want to do another little, like maybe a couple of little splattery spots. And up here. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I like that. Gums shading. Nah, I don't really want to get into that, especially on my left hand. It's like so complicated to try, or on my right hand rather. It's so complicated to try and do that. I kind of want to just keep it simple, but I like having the little splatters. I think that's good. That's fun, and I'm much happier with the sort of gradient I got on the blood on the fangs. Because when I tried it before, it was just the undiluted jelly, and it was just a little bit too dark all at once. Okay, so we got these guys done. Which, oh boy, is it ever hard to show this. Definitely gonna have to show some photos later. I will post those up. Vampires don't care about their gums. Yeah. I mean, I do think that the gums would be pretty fucked up. I just don't want to get into painting them because yeah, that's... If I was doing it on my right hand, I would probably get a lot more involved, or on my left hand rather, with my right hand, I would probably get a lot more involved with the detailing things, but on this hand, it's just not going to be very fun to try and get too much more than this. All right. Let's say goodnight to kitties. I still need to top coat this, but it's going to be a little while before it is dried enough to top coat without any issues. So what I will probably end up doing is photographing my left hand and then top coating my right hand after that. So it has enough time for the jelly to dry. I should do a seal glaze on my thumb though. So, stream next week. Next week I have some very exciting, a new collection from BCB Lacquers. It's going to be the Lord of the Rings Part 2 collection. There's a bunch of flakies. There's a bunch of magnetics. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that's going to be next week. It's going to be swatch review, and if we have time, we can try and do some nail art. It is going to be a lot, though. I think there's like 10 polishes or something in the collection. It's fairly sizable. So it might run a little long if we try and do some nail art. If we do, we'll probably end up having to keep it fairly simple. But it is a fucking gorgeous collection. So I'm very excited to show you that. So that's going to be next week's live stream. Yeah. So I will post up some photos of these nails in the Discord. So the various and sundry Discords. So that y'all can see them. Hopefully I'll be able to post them over the next couple of days on Instagram as well. But yeah, there's so much stuff to post on Instagram. I'm like double and triple posting right now. This time of year is brutal. Anyway, I hope everyone has an awesome Halloween, and that you have enjoyed your spooky season, and that you all get to also enjoy Halloween night and have fun. And I hope that everybody who is doing stuff with candy and parties and kids and fun stuff has a good time and a safe time. You really need to figure out how to actually interact in the Discords. It goes like this, Leo. You type and then you hit enter and then people talk to you. It's really easy. The hard part is saying things that are just marginally less stupid than the things that I usually say, which actually is pretty easy because I say things that are pretty damn stupid. So, all right. Have a great night, everyone. Happy Halloween.